What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video. After a day of extremely low support for the first stream, that's right, Dragon Quest 7 is on life support, and Bill's this close, that's right, this close to wage quitting the game. And then, of course, last night, the indie night, which actually was a little interesting. Apparently, a new Dent has entered the arena, that's right. Some person named Dark Magician 3029 or something like that. That's right. He came in and decided he wanted to be the next window licker to come in, support Phil, and of course, like always, antagonize the trolls, which is never good. And Twitter, the farm, those sites do what they do best. And let's just get into it. Let's see what Phil had to say on the daily rap. By the way, it's 12 minutes. I'll speed it up. I'm gonna bounce around. And so let's do this.
Good evening, everybody. DSP here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Monday, the 9th of March, 2026. An interesting day of variety, to say the least. Let's talk about how today went. So we started off today with an episode of the DSP Morning Show. Now, normally we don't have set topics, but today two gaming news things had happened. First off, there was a big news story breaking. Another company, much like Pal World 2 years ago, is looking to make a Pokemon ripoff game. It's even more blatant than Pal World. In fact, this company took stuff and ripped it off from Pal World too. You know how Pal World claimed that it was innovative and different from Pokemon because it had guns and stuff?
Okay, long story short, Phil read Twitter tweets. That's what he did. He read tweets. That's all he did here. Didn't provide any insight, just basically read tweets, gave other people's perspectives, and moved along. That's what he did there. Of course, he can't give his own opinion. He can't actually, add anything to the discussion. He simply is just reading tweets. If I want to read someone's tweets, Phil, on a subject, I'll just go to Twitter and look up the subject and read the damn tweets, okay? I don't need you to give your interpretation or read it. I'm not blind, okay? We can go in, read it ourselves. It's not a big deal. Okay, let's move along.
Process. What makes this company think that they're going to come out with this game? And
no one cares,
we talked
Phil.
about EA, that's right, Electronic Arts, laying off tons of employees.
Again, another story that he provided zero insight to. If you actually read the article and do a little bit of digging, what actually happened was most of these positions that are getting laid off are contract workers that were brought in to work on Battlefield. Now that the game is released, it's been out for 6 months. I believe the first DLC is done. Most of those contractors are being let go. Some of them will probably be full-time employees or whatever. But again, if you were hired to work on a game and that game is pretty much done and, you just kind of need a crew to provide DLC information and so on, you don't need that many workers. Okay, Phil? I mean, it sucks when people lose their jobs or anything, but do you really expect the company to continue paying someone if there's no work, right? Now, I'm not going to defend EA because EA is a greedy, scummy ass company and, they do a lot of stupid shit, but, dig a little deeper again, Phil. Dig a little deeper into the stories and try to figure out exactly what happened. Not simply, corporations are bad, as you like to always say.
Notably, a lot of the staff involved with making Battlefield 6, which hit record sales numbers and made this company tons of profit. So it doesn't make much sense that they made a ton of money, so they lay off the employees who made the hit game. So we talked about that stuff. We hung out. We chilled. We had a good time. In general, it was actually a great, morning show. Then we began the resuming of Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined. Okay? Now, I'm going to be very honest with everyone. You know how this plays.
Okay, when Phil says he's going to be very honest, he's going to bitch about money. Okay, monies and views and everything else. Okay, let's go.
He was gone, right? When we started, it was incredibly slow. I could barely get between 150 to 200 viewers on YouTube for it, low attendance on Kick, and support was not good. For a while, I said, here's what we'll do. We're just going to make this the playthrough that basically we kind of tough through. And even though I know I'm not going to get great attendance or support for it, I love classic JRPGs. And to be honest, with everything else that was going well, including Hollow Knight and RimWorld and Street Fighter 6, this could be the playthrough that kind of takes the hit. And if we don't get great support for it, big deal, I'll still keep playing it, okay?
So what's the problem? I thought you said you were successful. You just had a marathon where you made $300 and you called that successful, right, Phil? Right? and your night stream, you made pretty decent money with that one dent that we're going to talk about in a few minutes, right? So what's the problem? Just because you made 77 bucks on a Dragon Quest playthrough, it's the end of the world? Why even bring it up? You should see, again, Phil, this is why people laugh at you and mock you and make fun of you, because you always need to address every issue. Every issue pertaining to you and your business and your money, you always have to bring it up. And that's why people call this segment the business segment or the financial segment, because all you do is just focus and talk about money. And then you complain that people say that's all you focus on. But then you do shit like this. A 12-minute video. Good God. You literally just said that if everything else goes well, then you're fine with not making money on Dragon Quest. That's exactly what happened yesterday, so why complain? And again, it's not like he made this video right after Dragon Quest, where he didn't have Mega Dent come in at the night and drop 500 bucks. No, he did this after the fact, but still is gonna literally fucking bitch and complain that he only made $77 on this first playthrough, even though I think he made over like 600 bucks on the night stream. Yeah, but you're not worried about money. Yeah, you don't care about money. Fuck off, man.
Well, funny enough, I kept sticking with it, and we ended up getting a dedicated audience for it. The attendance started to go up when I played it. There was actually a distinct turnaround when it came to this game. We actually had the last 2 streams of Dragon Quest VII that we had played. Big support.
No, Phil, it wasn't big support. You got 100 bucks on one stream, and then the other one you actually hit the goal. You got like 160 or something like that. That's all you got, okay? The rest of the streams have been pretty dead. But again, it doesn't matter, because you said as long as your other playthroughs hit your non-goal, then you're good. And that's what's been happening for the most part, right, Phil? While you've been playing Dragon Quest, you've been hitting your goal either on your night stream or your day stream or whenever the hell you play it. And then the night stream, when you play the Dragon Quest game, it just doesn't bring any support. So again, what is the fucking problem?
Shocking. I never thought that would happen with the game, and I was actually very pleased and thankful that we had finally found an audience that wanted to be there for this game and would support it. And then Resident Evil Requiem came out. And as you know, the best way to go about playing that game was to play it a lot. Reason being, if we didn't, I'd still be playing it now. I'd probably still be playing it for another week or two. And everyone would complain, why did I take so long to beat such a short game? Especially a game that was one of the biggest, most popular AAA games in ages. You got to strike when the iron is hot, as they say with games like that, right?
Okay, Phil, look, motherfucker. You stream 10 hours a day. 10 hours a day, 6 days a week. The game is 12 hours long. There is no reason why it took you 8 streams to beat the fucking game. You could have beat the game in, let's say, 3 streams. No one tells you to take 1,000 bathroom breaks. No one tells you to go, go out for 20 minutes to go walk your horse in the middle of your workday, right? No one tells you to do any of that. No one tells you to get up and stop. No one fucking demands you beg every 5 minutes or to stop the stream or to moderate chat. No one tells you to do that. If you would have just played the fucking game, it would have been over with in 3 streams. But since, of course, that wasn't the point. The point was you wanted to milk it for as long as you could. And you managed to stretch it out for 8 playthroughs. And literally, by the 5th playthrough, people got tired of your shit. People got tired of you playing this game. Like, why didn't you beat this yet? Why didn't you beat this? And then, of course, it's not your fault. It's everyone else's fault, including the game.
So I opted to play it every single day for 6 straight streaming days. Actually, it was 7 straight streaming days until we beat it, right? It was Friday through Thursday. So we beat it within a week. I'm happy we did that, and thank you to everyone who watched the playthrough. But what ended up happening was Hollow Knight and Dragon Quest VII took a back seat. Hollow Knight, I squeezed in 1 late night stream. Dragon Quest VII, I said, we'll just put it on hiatus and come back to it when Resident Evil's done. I'm pleased to say Hollow Knight has returned back to its grand stature. The people that love it show up, engage, and support, and the streams have been great. Sadly, not so much with this game. Dragon Quest VII today had low attendance. At one point, we only had 140 viewers on YouTube. The engagement was okay, but man, a lot of people were just complaining, why am I still playing this game, which is the opposite of what it was before Resident Evil. And support was not great. To be honest, we were nearing the final hour. I had made 26 bucks. Okay? Last minute, that last hour, there was some support. I think we ended up around like 75 by the end of the stream.
Yeah, a mega begging. That's what you did. You mega begged to the point where 2 people got tired of hearing it and dropped like $30 of support. That's the reason why you had $77. Okay.
Certainly not the worst stream in history, but also not good at all. All right? So yeah, it's disheartening, and it's kind of like we're back to square one. It sucks because I felt like through the dedication of saying I was going to keep playing that game, we did build up an audience for it that was there for it and was actually enjoying it and supporting it. And then somewhere along the way, we lost it because I played Resident Evil, okay? And that is disappointing, all right? Now, again, it's not the end of the world. And to be honest, my other streams this week so far have done very good. So
why are you fucking bitching about this? Why are you even remotely bringing this up? You should have basically said, I appreciate the people that came out to support the stream. Thank you. We'll play it again later on this week. And that should have been the end of it. No, you got to dedicate a 4-minute segment about this. And I'm sure you're going to keep going on. But we're to believe you don't care about money. That you care about the content and meaningful content. That's what you care about. No, man. All you care about is fucking money, bro. God, you're so pathetic. That's what he is. He's pathetic. He's literally just a pathetic doucher. That's what he is. If I have to come up with one word, an adjective to describe Phil, he's just pathetic, man.
I am going to keep playing Dragon Quest.
Then what's the problem? You already said you're going to keep playing it. So why bring it the fuck up? Why? And then he sits there and complains and gets upset when people call him out for him bitching about support. And claims, I don't bitch about support. The thing too is that he does a lot of this because he knows really the only people that watch this is me and the hardcore dents, right? The really hardcore dents that do give him some money, right? So this is a whale call, and he's doing it so that no one else knows he's doing a whale call, right? But sadly, Phil, I'm sorry. I always watch these videos and comment, so you're shit out of luck, all right? So this is what's going on here, folks. If you really want to know, this is what it is. This is a call to action. He's e-begging his supporters to make sure, hey guys, I'm telling everyone I don't care about money, but I care about money, right? Whatever. All right, you know what? I'm done with this. Let's talk about what happened on the night stream.
Up where we get new plots and things every stream. I'm happy with the game.
I
just wish we could get more people to be on board for it. And we had it, and we lost it.
Look, a 6-minute whatchamacallit about this stupid thing. Let's keep going. Let's see how far he goes into it.
On the late stream.
Late stream,
here you go. It was Indies tryouts night, okay? We tried 3 games, and then it was an episode of DSP Tries It. We tried, first, a game called Egging It On. All right,
no one cares.
Of it, the commentary, there's a narrator who's
no one cares.
Know the premise of the game.
No one cares, Phil.
Sometimes it's not. Sometimes you have to throw a chicken to hit target.
No one cares.
You have a good time when you're trying to overcome these very challenging Ring or Bloodborne, but have it star dinosaurs. I didn't either.
No one cares, Phil.
Dodging. The game has.
No one cares.
I will be honest though, it's a little rough around the.
No one cares.
Later in the year, it'll be a much better game. Maybe they'll have an updated demo, right?
No one cares.
Okay. All F4, I think would be a silly late night stream. Actually, this is kind of the opposite of the last time. Where last time I was like, I don't know if I'll play any of those again. Actually much better supported than my marathon on Friday. Okay,
so here it is. Here it is.
It actually was a really great stream in that regard. I'm certainly not going to complain or anything like that. Anyone who was there, thank you, and those who supported big, thank you so much. That was awesome of you.
Okay, all right. This is the part I wanted to harp on here. So apparently, a new Dent, Dark Magician 0329, came in the chat. Now, you know me. I normally don't harass the Dents. Whatever. You give money to whoever the fuck you want to give money to, right? My only issue is, and I talked about this with Jahaze when he came on the scene, is that if you want to give Phil money, knock yourself out. I don't give a shit about that. But then when you start antagonizing trolls and detractors and poking the bear and sticking a stick in their eye, you're going to get slapped. You are, and I try to bring awareness. Let's just say that. Bring awareness. So this guy right here, Dark Magician 0329, apparently started fucking egging on detractors. And, he thought he was big shit. And then, of course, the number one rule of trying to keep your trying to keep your privacy on the internet is you don't give too many details out. So in chat, he was apparently telling Phil, hey, that $500 dono that I did is going to come from a corporation. It's legit though. And then he started talking about how it's his business. And then he said, Google me, right? So of course, what happens there? People say, oh, okay, so it's pretty much easy to figure it out. Sadly for Dark Magician 0329, he was a little careless. Now, I'm not going to give too many details. If you really want to dig for it, I'm pretty sure you can find the information. But let's just say that, Sometimes you may not, how some people like to put their profile picture, their face picture on their profile, and people can easily do a search and all that stuff, right? And that's kind of usually the number one thing that most people, can figure out who you are, especially if you have a social media presence. Well, it's not only just profile pictures of yourself. It could be maybe a logo of a business. Let's just say that. That's all I'm going to say, okay? Well, apparently, when you challenge the internet, usually the internet accepts, and apparently there's some people out there accepting dark magicians, accepting his offer to find him. And I'm not gonna give too much. Again, don't harass the guy. Whatever. Whatever. But again, I'm trying to give you Dent's advice. All right, don't poke the fucking bear, man. Don't. If you want to give Phil money, man, be anonymous. Just give him your fucking money and just shut the fuck up and move on with your day. Don't start trolling people. Don't start flexing. That's just, dude. That's just practical advice. All right, it's not gonna work out for you. And apparently, it may not work out for Dark Magician either. Again, I'm not gonna give any of it. I'm not gonna give any of the information, but any savvy troll or detractor can figure it out pretty quickly. So, anyway, we'll probably hear more drama. My guess is, remember not too long, by last year, there was somebody that kept dropping tips, right? And ended up giving Phil like $300 or $400, and then come to find out, the guy had a YouTube channel, and detractors reached out to him and said, "Why are you giving Phil money?" Well, when he dug into it, he realized it was his kid. His kid had used his YouTube account and gave Phil money. So he apologized to everyone. He said, "I'm going to be," I think it was a super chat, if I'm not mistaken. And he said he was going to do a chargeback. And he said, "I would never give Phil any money. He's a scumbag." My guess is this might be something similar, where apparently this kid had access to maybe his dad's PayPal, his business PayPal, and decided to drop Phil a $500 dono, thinking that he wouldn't catch it because it's a business expense. But trust me, no, $500 on a business report going to some e-beggar online is going to get flagged by someone, unless you're an idiotic business owner. That will get flagged soon. So I have a feeling what might happen is this dark magician might have used his dad's PayPal account, and when his dad finds out, we're gonna get some LOLs. Okay, either that or this guy dark magician is actually who he is, says who he is, and the detractors or trolls already figured out who he is. And let's just say that his business might be getting some phone calls today. Not by me. Again, I don't fuck with people like that. Again, I don't give a shit if you donate money. My whole thing is don't antagonize people, and that's just a general rule. Don't antagonize people, because you're going to piss people off one day, and there's always that handful of people that make it a point to, or their crusade to figure you out and harass you. So just a little bit of advice there for you, dark magician. Anyway, that's all I have, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.